Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So, Prime Battle Krillin got his EZA, and, I mean, for some reason, they decided to give this guy the most annoying, nonsensical, asinine EZA area ever. It's just not fun, right, the way it's designed. And then our reward is this guy who's really not that impressive. Maybe I'm missing something? I don't know. I just don't think that this Prime Battle Krillin is really too impressive at all. I actually did mostly just give him crit. Now, the level 5 attack equip, I already had that on Prime Battle Krillin. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to leave it there. Whatever, right? Now, I don't typically do, like, you know, full crit builds and stuff like that. But when I'm looking at what this unit does, it seems like his only value is still World Tournament. So I gave him a World Tournament build. That's it, right? Like, I'm not running this character in difficult content where it's like, all right, let's hope for some dodges. Like, no, I'm just not gonna be running this guy, right? Like, we're gonna get a lot of play with him in World Tournament, which I guess is what they're thinking. The only thing is, you know, if they really wanted to make Krillin a World Tournament god, like, why not just like, give him guaranteed crit when facing 6 or more enemies, right? He launches an additional super when facing 6 or more enemies. Why not just make that a crit instead? Make that a crit, and it's like, oh, okay, you know, Krillin, he's a World Tournament juicer. I still don't think he'd be better than STR Piccolo or Piccolo Jr., but he would be an incredible third option. But all right, let's just jump in. So we're in Red Zone Frieza right here. Turn 1, we're at 271. Not really too good. Keep in mind that Krillin does stack both attack and defense with his 18-key super. So that's going to look pretty good. I believe, yeah, so let's see. Krillin gets 60% attack on super attack, 30% attack on 18-key super, 6-key, 60% attack and defense against one enemy, which we have up. He has an additional with a rare chance to be a super when facing 2 or more enemies. And then he starts getting 20% attack and defense at the start of turn per enemy, starting with the second enemy. So, in World Tournament, I think Krillin should be able to wipe out the field pretty much guaranteed, I think. Because he will super, he'll do his additional as a rare chance to be a super, and then he'll do his guaranteed additional super, right? So it's like, if you're mixing in crits or additionals or something like that, Krillin should, like, for free-to-play players, he certainly will be a World Tournament clearer, right? Like, I would probably place Krillin above, like, STR Broly and stuff like that. If I had to rank World Tournament units, it probably would be Piccolo Jr. It's hard to say. I want to get a World Tournament with Piccolo Jr. first, but he's probably number 1. Then STR Piccolo, then probably this EZA Krillin. I love how we just had a World Tournament, and now they're like, hey, here's 2 World Tournament characters you might want to test out. So, next World Tournament, we'll have a couple of showcases that we could rock for Piccolo Jr. and this EZA Krillin. I have him linked up with version Z Goku right here. I mean, this is not a great turn 1, right? I mean, keep in mind, we're going to get a little bit of support from Yajirobe. If Frieza super attacks right away, it's going to be really annoying. Krillin's link set here is Z Fighters, Turtle School, Courage, High Compatibility, Solid Support, Shattering Limit, and Legendary Power. Let's see what he does. Let's see what attacks that he does. I mean, his defense, what was it, 271 or whatever? Like, that's it. He's not getting defense when he supers, besides on his 18-key, he stacks, and then on his 12-key super attack, he'll get 30% defense for 1 turn, right? But it's like, damn, like, why? I don't, like, yeah, I just feel he sucks. Like, I don't know, like, it feels like they're missing, you know, so he gets 60% attack when performing a super attack. He needs 60% defense there as well. That should be 60% attack and defense when performing a super attack. And I feel like, honestly, that would fix my issues with this character. It really would. Because what I'm looking for a Prime Battle LR like Krillin is really just if like, we could take him against, like, Cell Max or, like, you know, Metal Cooler Core, I would just like these Prime Battle LRs to be able to tank normals. That's all I'm asking for. I think at this point, you know, with a lot of these Red Zone stages being over a year old, right? Like, I think it's more than fine if, you know, Krillin and stuff like that is able to tank normals, and it's just not going to happen, right? I mean, maybe Krillin could be useful against, like, Red Zone Omega, I guess, right? As long as you don't get caught, but I don't know. That's not I don't think they made Krillin good enough. He needed just a little bit more defense somewhere. Let's see what his defense looks like on this next turn right here, right? Okay. So, I mean, we got a fairly decent rotation here. You know, we got Z fighters. We got a bunch of links activated. I'll put version Z Goku in slot 1. Probably not the greatest idea. So Krillin's at 342, huh? I guess maybe we just rock him there. He'd do a little bit more damage thanks to Piccolo, but it's probably not a good idea to really... Nah, because Frieza's an AoE attack character anyway, so we'll just do this. All right, let's see what Krillin gets us, right? You know, as we continue stacking up, keep in mind we do have Yajirobe support active as well right here. I mean, that's another big thing. Okay, well, that sucks. Version Z Goku, that's not really too bad. Okay. We made it through. I mean, this Frieza, I've had runs die to this Frieza a lot, right? This second form Frieza. That AoE certainly can be an annoying thing to have to deal with. Dude, you guys have no idea how many times I've seen these animations. For every Link level run I do, I have version Z Goku as my leader. Oh my god, have I seen his animations so often. I don't even want to use that character. I'm just so tired of seeing him. Alright, so Krillin basically did, what, a 10 million right there? Okay. I mean, let's just, as we continue going through, let's just see what his defense is looking like as we're continuing to go through. Again, remember, he stacks both attack and defense when he super attacks, right? So he is slowly building up as we're going through the event more and more and more and more, right? And we'll see exactly how good he's going to start to look. Are you kidding me? He just... Alright, okay. The full dodge build on Yajirobe, and Yamcha only barely took anything. Wow, type disadvantage. That, I cannot believe, this Frieza, man. That was so annoying. I thought that was actually going to really juice us right there. Okay, thank God it didn't. Okay, cool. I don't even, I guess, I might do this next turn with Krillin, and then maybe I'll just cut until a little bit later. I mean, there's not really too much to talk about with this Krillin, right? Like, it's like his value, like, you look at his passive, again, he's getting this big buff, you know, 20% attack and defense when facing 2 or more enemies, count starts at the second enemy. Like, you know, we need to see him in World Tournament to like, see how effective he's going to look, which, again, I think he can look fairly effective. All right, so this is a really nice turn for Krillin right here. It's up to 440. Only 440, huh? I mean, because we have this insanity activated. This is Turtle School. 2 key, 20% attack and defense. I mean, definitely one of the strongest links in the game, right? No doubt about that. Not the greatest roster of characters have it. Yamcha, really good. LR Roshi, I mean, if we're going to go into, like, Earthling Extreme Super Battle Road, which just came out, or something like that, sure. But not a lot of great characters have the Turtle School link, right? It's funny, AGL LR Carnival Goku, who leads Turtle School, doesn't have the Turtle School link, right? Like, just kind of, there's always just goofy shenanigans in Dokkan, right? Alright, let's see what Krillin does right here. Pretty decent turn. Is there anything else to mention with him? He does greatly lower attack on his 18 key, which is fine. Although, you probably, like, if you're... Because I'm thinking, like, greatly lowering attack, where is that good? That's good in Super Battle Road. But in Super Battle Road, you want to do his 12 key animation, because that's his AoE, right? Okay, I'm going to do this turn, and then I actually think I'm probably just going to cut. Maybe a couple of turns later in this same event. Oof, Goku's taking a little bit more than I thought right here. We'll see sort of what Krillin is able to put up, you know, in a couple of turns. But I guess I would like to at least see him do an AoE attack. Maybe I'll go into, like, one of those infinite Dragon Ball history stages. There is the one where you fight a bunch of Cell Juniors later on in it. Maybe we'll go jump into that one. That could be a good idea. Krillin above 10 million right here. And again, as we're going through, he's just going to continue, you know, building up and building up and building up and building up, stacking attack and defense. Yeah, so I'm looking at him. Besides World Tournament, where he's certainly a killer, right? He's going to be very good in World Tournament. I do think just all he needed, really, was just, like, again, right now he gets 60% attack on super attack, then an additional 30% attack if it's an 18 key super. just give him 60% defense with that attack right there. And I feel like we're cooking. Like that's pretty good for a Prime Battle LR. I don't think that would be too good. Oh my god, now he's an animal or anything like that. Right, but I think these Prime Battle LRs being able to tank normals from the big red zone bosses, it just feels like that's fair. Like, it's not just some shitty little free-to-play character. It's a free-to-play LR, right? Like, they could tank normals, man. All right. Okay. Well, let's we'll come back in a second. I want to get at least, I guess, see Krillin's AoE or something like that. We'll see. All right, guys. Wow, this is unbelievable. I can't even count the amount of times I've gotten this active. Actually, is this only the second time I've ever gotten Yajirobe's active skill? I feel like I never see this. I have to get this in the video, dude. I have to.
さん、ラッキーだったなや。先図だわ、先図。もう叩けねえはずだ。
Alright, we threw on the Kaioken right there at the end, just for good measure. Yeah, wow, dude. Yajirobe's active skill. I don't ever get that. Now we've reached the very dangerous portion of the fight with Goku. I was gonna cut. Oh, we'll cut and come back, but whatever. We're here. Man, we're probably just gonna lose right here. This is a really bad rotation. Version Z Goku is not a rotation character in a lot of these red zone events. Not really very smart. Let's see how this works out. The problem with, like, rotations so often, unless it includes, like, I don't know, like AGL Carnival Goku or, you know, some huge guard character or something like that. The problem with running rotations is slot 1, right? Like, you need someone to be able to handle slot 1, typically. All right, let's see what Krillin. 9.65 right there. Okay, sure. At least we got to see Yajirobe's active. Again, I do want to, I guess, just get to a point where we can see Krillin do his 12-key super attack animation. And then also we'll have a lot of the extra buffs, right, against the Cell Juniors. I think I'm going to go into that Infinite Terminal History stage where we can fight a bunch of the Cell Juniors, and we'll see what Krillin is going to look like in there. Is Frieza going to super right here and just kill us? No, he didn't. Okay, awesome. Alright, guys, we're at the end of this run right here. Turn 11. Let's see what Krillin is looking like. 600. So, if we're in one of these super long Red Zone fights, you know, Red Zone Cell, Red Zone Frieza, I guess, honestly, like DBS Broly sometimes can go very long, right? Like, some of those fights can go long. Krillin could be okay. I mean, Krillin could be good, I guess, against Red Zone Baby. Maybe I'm a little too harsh on him. I don't know. I guess. I mean, this does look good. I mean, it's not like... I mean, besides Version Z Goku is the one character on the team who's, like, not really viable in these types of events, right? Krillin, he's okay, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to be too unfair to him. Let's put him in slot 1 right here. We will die if Frieza decides to super attack right away. But, again, Krillin, at this point, is at normal tanking territory. So, sure, let's just see the attack stat that Krillin gets to at this point. Okay, perfect. And Krillin gives us a 9.7 right there. Okay. So, a lot of 9 millions, a lot of 10 millions, a lot of 8 millions. I mean, you guys can see the way damage... Are you kidding me? Okay, man. Stop it. Full offensive build, by the way. He didn't crit. Ay, dude. But anyway, let's just get out of here, man. Let's get out of here. Krillin, man, he scared me. He's okay, but oh yeah, the point I was gonna make, Krillin shook me to my core right there. These characters, right? They don't, like, even free-to-play LRs are, like, touching, like, 10 million attack stats now. Like, it just shows you, like, the way, like, damage has, like, just, like, exploded, right? All right, guys, let's see what we got right here from our boy KRILLIN. Let's see what he is looking like on this rotation. So now we're going up against all the Cell Juniors right here. 5 enemies is the limit that we can fight in an event. Right, 5 enemies is the limit of that we can fight that's not in World Tournament. It's only in World Tournament that it gets above 5 enemies, which is why he has the additional super attack when facing 6 enemies, is it specifically for World Tournament. So defense here is at 411k. Remember, KRILLIN gets 6 ki and 60% attack and defense against 1 enemy. And then, you know, once you're facing multiple enemies, he starts to get 20% attack and defense. So he's getting 20% attack and defense from enemy 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're getting 80% attack and defense rather than the 60% we get against 1 enemy, right? And then he'd get a bunch more if we were in World Tournaments. So sure, let's see what KRILLIN does right here. We definitely do want to do his 12 ki super attack animation right here and see him get the AoE. Now, KRILLIN on his AoE 12 ki, he does stack attack. Now, on his 18 ki, he stacks attack and defense, so that should be a 20% attack and defensive stack. On his 12 ki super, he's only stacking attack, which means he's actually going to get a 30% attack stack. So he will be stacking more attack, I guess, if you're doing the 12 ki more often, right? But you're not stacking defense if you're doing that, right? So, all right, let's just see KRILLIN's animation and we'll finish up. Let me know what you guys think of LR KRILLIN. I mean, he's certainly more runnable. I don't know. Like, I really don't know how to feel about this character. He's definitely going to be very dominant in World Tournament. I have no doubts about that. I look through his kit, and I think KRILLIN is just going to be fantastic in World Tournament. But I don't know, like, how good he can be in some other stages. I mean, if we're going into one of these red zone fights that's an enemy against, like, Baby or something like that, KRILLIN is definitely good enough. And it's like some of these teams, like the, you know, kind of like the Earthling, Earthbred Fighters, Battle of Wits, Turtle School, like those are much better after some of the recent releases, right? Jackie Chun, the 23rd World Tournament characters, including Tien and the other KRILLIN, and, you know, the World Tournament Goku and EZA LR Carnival Goku, right? Like Dokkan Fest Yamcha, Yajirobe. Those kind of like categories have been buffed a lot, so I don't know. I mean, I feel like towards the end of this video, I do feel a little bit better about KRILLIN. But, I mean, I probably would prefer he was even a little bit better than he is, just because, seriously, he has by far the most annoying EZA area ever. There's, like, no second contender. It was just so bizarre that they actually made us do that. It's so weird, so weird. Alright, this is Raging Killer Move KRILLIN. His leader skill is the Earthlings category, key 4 and 160% of stats. I mean, that's pretty good, right? I certainly am not going to be butt mad about that leader skill. That's very solid for a free-to-play character. And, I mean, he is still the best Earthlings leader, right? We haven't gotten, like, a better leader than that. It's just, like, a couple of free-to-play characters and then the banner unit Tien. I do wonder, like, what is an Earthling character that could get one? I guess Dokkan Fest KRILLIN. KRILLIN could get a Dokkan Fest. Tien could get a Dokkan Fest, right? Master Roshi could get a Dokkan Fest at some point. One of those characters. Could have KRILLIN in a 170, which, you know, of course, or could have Earthlings in their 170, you know, part of their leader skill, which could be good. His 12 key super attack is the Scattering Energy Wave, which stacks attack by 30%. Raises defense for 1 turn by 30%, does colossal damage to all enemies, and has a medium chance to stun them, 30% chance to stun. Definitely good for Super Battle Road. I mean, you know, looking at this KRILLIN, I feel like he's a nice Super Battle Road character. I feel like this guy could potentially be good in Battlefield for new players as well, right? Like, this KRILLIN has, like, some stats. I could definitely see him being helpful. The only thing is, like, I mentioned for new players, but, like, the amount of things you have to grind in order to get this guy, keep in mind you have to grind all the free-to-play characters that you have to use in his EZA area, but that includes Int Super Saiyan Vegeta, right? You have to grind up his EZA as well. He's another Prime Battle. So that's why, like, bro, it's just like a string theory for how you get these free-to-play Prime Battle characters EZA'd. Like, do you know the amount of grinding you have to do to get this guy EZA'd? Like, think about it. Like, you have to grind up this guy with a 777 medals, and in Vegeta. I'm just quickly taking a look at Vegeta's EZA area. What Prime Battle LR was required for his? Because that's the thing is, so you have to have Vegeta, right? But Vegeta comes from one of these, you know, EZA areas. And for that one, you needed just this Krillin. Okay, so you only needed to grind up Prime Battle Krillin and Prime Battle Vegeta, right, in order to get this Krillin EZA. Sure. So Krillin's 18-key super attack is the Destructo Disc, which stacks attack and defense by 20%, does Mega Colossal damage to the enemy, and then greatly lowers enemy attack. I mean, it's nice that they gave he greatly lowers attack. If I was gonna, like, they added that. I don't know that that's necessary. You know what I think they could have done? They could have let him greatly stack attack and defense. So rather than a 20% attack and defensive stack, could have been 50%. I think that would have been really nice for him. Then his passive is Courage in Adversity. He gets 3 key and 160% defense at the start of turn. He gets 60% attack when performing a super attack. He gets an additional 30% attack on super attack if it's an 18-key super attack. Then he gets an additional 6 key and 60% attack and defense against one enemy. Then he launches an additional attack that has a rare chance. What are rare chances now? They're 15%? Rare chance, I believe, is... Oh, it's only 10%. Oh wow, it's only a 10% chance. Is that correct? The rare chance is only 10%. I feel like rare chance is higher than that. I'll fact check that. But like it's most of the time it's probably just gonna be an additional normal right there. You know what's funny is against the Cell Juniors, we did see that. We did proc that, right? Like we actually got that as a super attack, right? So he has the additional has a rare chance of being a super against 2 or more enemies. Then he gets 20% attack and defense at the start of turn per existing enemy when facing 2 or more enemies, and count starts from the second enemy. And then finally, he launches a guaranteed additional super when facing 6 or more enemies. So in World Tournament, he could quad super, right? But, you know, if they wanted to make this guy like a World Tournament killer, it's you give him the guaranteed crit against the 6 enemies as well. I think they could have just did that, right? Like, that would have been a huge W, because that's what makes STR Metal Cooler Movie Piccolo so good, is that he does the guaranteed crit, which means he has a 100% chance to sweep the entire enemy field. It happens literally every single time without fail. He sweeps the enemy field, right? So that would have been, you know, very good for this Krillin to be able to get that. Krillin's links are Z Fighters, Turtle School, Courage, High Compatibility, Solid Support, Shattering Limit, and Legendary Power. 12 key multipliers 140%, 24 key multiplier 200%. And then our boy Krillin is on a couple of categories that, you know, it is nice to get more additions to this team. I do really feel like as the video continued on, I did warm up to this Krillin quite a bit. It's like, I'm not, now I want it to be clear, I'm not saying he's, oh my god, he's so crazy or nothing like that, but this guy is not like dog shit unrunnable or anything like that, right? Like you can find spots for this Krillin. Then he's also over here on the full power category team. So, the first one is the Earthling team, which has gotten some nice additions lately. This is good. If you look at the top, that Tien is very good. That World Tournament Krillin is very good. Bulma's one of the best free-to-play units in the game. Dokkan Fest Yamcha and Yajirobe are really good. LR Jackie Chun is really good. Nice for the Earthling team. He's on full power as well. Always good to get more buffs for the full power category. Then down here, he is on his Battle of Wits. Yeah, this is the Battle of Wits category team he's on. Nice. Krillin is also on the Turtle School category team. Also, very, very strong category right there. Then Krillin is on the Bond of Friendship category. Another monster of a category. Good to get more options there. Krillin is also over here on the Saiyan Saga team. So Saiyan Saga getting just a little bit better also. And then Krillin is also over here on the Earthbred Fighter category team. So there we go. There is our boy Krillin. Again, I feel a little bit better about him after this. I think they could have done one of two things, and I would have been much more comfortable with this character. And that's either, again, make his 18-key super attack rather than a 20% stack, make it a 50%. Let him greatly stack attack and defense. maybe that's really strong, but, I mean, dude, it's a free-to-play LR, right? Like, it's okay if this guy's really good. Like, that's fine. It doesn't hurt anybody. The other thing they could have done, if not that, is I think just giving him 60% defense when performing a super attack and his passive. That also would have been really good, right? So either of those. But, I mean, this guy's still going to get a lot of use because he's still going to be very good for World Tournament. I probably think he's the third best character for World Tournament, but I want to use him, use Piccolo Jr., you know, these new AoE characters in the next World Tournament before I could really make an assessment. We'll revisit this when the next World Tournament on JP drops. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. I love y'all, and I'll catch you guys next time.